You are watching The Daily on Shaw TV Channel 4. I'm Kate Bergen, and today we are at the patio at the Longwood Brew Pub in Nanaimo. We're hanging out with executive chef Rich Atkins because, well, it is barbecue season, and sometimes salmon can be a little bit intimidating, but it really is simple. We're going to show you just how simple on this edition of The Daily. There's a big barbecue festival coming up, too, in July in downtown Nanaimo. We're going to tell you all about that. Rich, what exactly have we got here today?
Well, today we're going to be doing a Port Alberni wild sockeye salmon. We're going to glaze it with a ginger glaze, maple ginger glaze. So for today I've got fresh ginger, garlic, shallots, cracked chilies, maple, and soy sauce.
So simple.
Very simple. And that's all. You can do it all on your side burner.
Okay, awesome. Well, we're going to get ready for that. We've got a big show lined up for you on this edition of The Daily. And Todd, you love salmon, don't you? You will by the end of this edition. We're going to actually put it to the test. Coming up, we'll have our last edition of Arts Now. We are coming to the end of an era. Alexandria Stewart will be here one last time. We're also going to head up with Kelly Robinson to the North Island Wildlife Recovery Association to see about all the things that they're up to there. And there's a bit of an animal theme. Did you know that birds are actually dinosaurs?
No.
Yes, it's true, Todd. And for you out there, we'll find out more about that connection with Sucheta Singh as we head down to the Royal British Columbia Museum. We're also going to check in at the BC Legislature because this could be their last sitting of the year. And what is that going to do? Free up all the politicians to start campaigning even earlier than usual for the 2013 election. Before we do any of that, though, we're going to throw things over to Annette Lucas because the city of Nanaimo is now doing all of the parking enforcement in-house. The North Island Wildlife Recovery Association is hosting an open house family day on June 23rd. Admission is by donation, and there is a long list of activities to keep the family entertained. You, of course, can visit their website for more information. Now, I saw Rich Atkins, the executive chef here at the Longwood Brew Pub, brushing these steaks with olive oil. And is that purely for flavor?
It's just a nice light flavor, and it helps keep moisture in while you're cooking.
Okay, and what's in the tin foil here?
The tin foil here is what I call a pouch potato. It's just thinly sliced potatoes with butter, salt, pepper, and onions, and they're basically steaming right here on your barbecue.
Can we have a little peek?
Absolutely.
You're going, what do you want me to burn my fingers?
That's
sure,
okay.
Kate. No, you don't ask for much,
And this
do
is
you?
what is going on here.
Great for a campfire, out camping, and you're...
Yeah, I've done these actually while I was camping, just on an open fire.
Okay, now Todd was going, oh, that sauce smells so good. And that's in the pot on your side burner over here. Tell me a bit about how you did that while the salmon burns. If you want me to turn them over.
That's okay, they're doing just fine. Let's not overplay with it.
Okay, right.
So what I've done here with this is my maple ginger glaze. It was just a quick sear of fresh ginger, garlic, and shallots. Then I deglazed it with maple syrup.
Right.
Hit it with about 2 more ounces of soy sauce, and then some fresh cracked chilies. Cooked it down for 3 minutes. We're done.
Wow.
And then what we're going to do as the salmon goes, we're just going to take it and we're just going to brush it lightly right onto the salmon. Okay. And the sugar content in the maple syrup will actually caramelize onto the salmon.
Oh, you make that sound so good. Now, is this a fairly easy thing for people at home to do?
This one is very simple.
Okay, and what is it?
It's just all about being gentle, you know, because fish, as it cooks, gets flaky, right? And, you know, you can tell when it's finished as it starts to pull away from itself.
And one of the things you've said is don't overhandle. I've heard with steak, 6 minutes each side is a good medium rare. Is there a rule for salmon like that?
Salmon's about 4.5 minutes, depending on the size of your steak, or if you're doing a fillet or what have you. It depends on the size, obviously. And as you can see here,
stay away from those toasting jitters where you poke, poke, turn, turn.
Turn, turn, poke, poke. You don't want to do that too often.
Right. So you're going to say, as you can see.
Yeah, as you can see, it's starting to churn a little bit of an opaque color inside here. So we know we're starting to get some heat.
Okay.
So when it gets to about halfway up there, we know it's time to flip.
Okay, Todd, are we changing your mind? Is this salmon smelling good enough to eat yet? Yeah, well, we'll still have that taste later on this edition of The Daily. We'll be back with more after this short break. And through the magic of television, we will assume that about 4 minutes has passed and it's time to turn over these salmon steaks on the patio here at the Longwood Brew Pub in Nanaimo. You're watching The Daily on Shaw TV Channel 4. I'm Kate Bergen. This is Executive Chef Rich Atkins, and he is telling us how to cook salmon. How is it looking? Are you happy with it?
Oh, we are very happy right now because you can see that our glaze is starting to caramelize. We're getting a nice color on there. So that everything's sinking right into the meat itself.
Now, we haven't talked about heat. Are we working with a fairly high heat?
Right, yes, I'm working on a very high temperature.
Okay,
right.
I saw the little dial on top, like
Yeah.
500 degrees or something, but...
Well, once it's open and everything, right now I'm running at about 350 degrees.
Okay.
So your basic oven temperature.
Okay, now I might be a little embarrassed to admit, but my only salmon recipe up until today, of course, has been dill, lemon, onions, and mayonnaise wrapped in tinfoil.
Yeah, that's a
You're
pretty
like,
old.
"Ew."
Yeah, it's an old wives' tale, with the mayonnaise. I'm not a big fan of warm mayonnaise myself, but there's so many different flavor profiles you can do with salmon. Anything from you could do a mustard dill glaze, you could do the maple ginger glaze, you could go ahead and do what we call a gastrique, which is basically a flavored caramel sauce. Right? Good. Oh yeah, I've done citrus, I've done raspberries, I've done beer marinades.
Okay, and as far as Todd's concerned, it's just all tasting like fish. Well, we're going to change your mind by the time this edition of The Daily is over. Another thing that is over is Arts Now. We're going to throw things over now to Alexandria Stewart for the last edition of Arts Now on Shaw TV. The end of an era for sure. Arts Now is one of the longest running programs on Shaw TV. If you have an arts organization, do not worry. We're still going to have access for you. Nanaimo will have an installment in an island-wide art show called The Scene. You can still email your information to artsnow@shaw.ca. And we also might feature you here on The Daily in future episodes. That does bring us to the end of this edition of The Daily. There's only one more very important thing to do. Ta-da! Enter the fabulous looking.
And here we are.
Oh, and it smells so good. What have you got it paired with here, or matched up with?
So what I have right here is we've got some nice poached potatoes with an onion, caramelized onion. We've got some grilled zucchini and asparagus. And then over here is a Zambuca slaw.
Zambuca slaw.
Zambuca slaw. Just
like as in the liquor?
As in the liquor. That's right. Yeah,
I think he's got me sold.
There we go.
Okay, now there's a delicate way to eat this and a non-delicate way.
Non-delicate way. Yeah,
right
you just want to get up right off the corner.
Because there are going to be some very fine bones in here, right?
Correct.
Okay, and I'm just going to take a little taste. Oh, it smells, it tastes so good. Todd, you have to try it. I'll get the little bones out for you.
Oh, thank you, I appreciate that.
Okay, hopefully we don't want to choke you. Okay, ready?
Just hit my mouth.
What do you think?
Hey, it's not bad.
Good. Yeah.
Not bad. That was actually the best fish I've ever had.
Best fish you've ever had. There
Excellent.
we go. Rich, thank you.
Thank you. It's
And
been a pleasure.
actually, there's one more thing that we need to talk about. That is the huge upcoming Nanaimo Barbecue Festival. It's going to run in downtown Nanaimo July 14th and 15th. You can get all the information at nanaimobarbecuefest.com. It is huge. The caliber of teams that are competing in the barbecue festival, these guys are serious. They are professionals. It is sanctioned. The only thing you really need to do is check out the website to get a sense of how big and what the scope of this event is. And you guys are participating.
We are. We are very excited about it.
And this is news. We're shooting this on Tuesday. I think it's Thursday, Friday by the time you're watching this. You don't even sort of know what you're cooking yet.
No, we haven't got that far yet. We're just getting the gist of what the rules and regulations are going to be and what times we can get there. So, but we are really excited.
I know there are rib eating contests for guys, for girls. Check out the website, NanaimoBarbecueFest.com. Thanks for watching this edition of The Daily. I think I've got some salmon to eat. We'll see you next time.